Hello and welcome everybody, this is Leobach, and just in time for more Batman Arkham Origins. In the last episode we started the game, put on the Batsuit for probably not the very first time, considering that that he's been doing this for a couple years now. But in this case, we put on for the third time, I guess, in the game series, but technically for the first time if you want to go by the timeline order. But yeah, so in this episode we're going to blow this up. So that's probably what Explosive Joe is used for. It's just basically creating holes and things so you can get out into the next area. There are going to be certain missions where you could use it to your advantage, but most of the time it's optional.
Someone ought to check the good police commissioner's pockets, because they are lying with my money. And what have I got to show for it, huh? My own men in the slammer? Not no more. So tonight, we're making some changes. Some big changes.
So yeah. In the last episode I introduced a lot of mechanics, kind of snowballed everything in that I could at once. Probably we've been through this tango 2 other times before, so most of the stuff you should already know, and if you don't, well, the game does a good job of teaching you and keeps you reminded. Like right here with this vents, whenever you see vents like these, you can go up to them, press space, rapidly tap space to pop them open, and hit control to walk. Hold control and walk in, and you go into first person mode where you just kind of go through the vent. Usually the vents are not like this, where it's kind of like a one straight path, but in certain spots you get breakaways, and it definitely helps. So right here we have another combat section. I'm going to try to see what I can do here. And I completely screwed up my combo there trying to... That? Huh. It was a...
That wall beside him is
I got a great B rank.
Behind it, I can take him down safely.
So right here we have this guy that we can't do anything with, and actually should not be clipping through that. Huh. So last episode I did mention this is kind of the black sheep of the game, made by a different development company, and it kind of shows. While the game itself plays very similar to the other Arkham games, there are some, well, problems that you wouldn't see in the other Arkham games. This game isn't quite as polished, unfortunately. So right here we have, looks like calendar. Yeah, this looks like Calendar Man's room. Does it say? It just says the numbers, doesn't give you the names of the prisoners. Yeah, it looks like Calendar Man's room, and I'm not sure why they let him have so many calendars. Or why they'd have kept him in here after seeing Judge Harkness and under the list of things to get done. Or a day with her. Though maybe that I don't know. Maybe that one's okay. we'll assume that her in question is consensual. Though considering this is the universe of Batman, it could pretty much not be. So right here, hoping this won't glitch. Oh, it did, but in a funny way. So normally what's supposed to happen, this guy is supposed to be right about here. and he's supposed to fall back, but obviously he was stuck on the bars. Yeah. I'd like to say this would be the only instance that we'll see that, but it's not. And upside down demons for a chapel. I don't think that's something they would ever have allowed in any church, at least not any Christian church. At least not the ones I went to as a kid. I'm fairly certain that crap doesn't fly in any other religion either. Anyway, well, it does. Apparently it does in the world of comic books, though. You know, symbolism and all that stuff. So right here, what we need to do is
time to open that door.
Thank you for explaining it to me, Batman. He explained exactly what we need to do. So right here, I think we can press 1 twice to have quickfire batarangs, and basically this would be the equivalent of pressing it 4 times in that case.
Too quick.
Except, and I'm going to go ahead and go into controls. There you go. And if you add keyboard bindings, it'll let you show the different keyboards. I gotta look back. I gotta look through this anyway and make sure I got everything set up right. Could have. This is not all of them. There we go. You got quickfire gadgets. Now, like I said, you can, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 11, you can double tap the key to fire them, or you can push whatever key you have it set to. In this case, I have them set to hopefully the best keys I could set them to get the most amount of use out of them. Without being in the way of the other stuff, because you know, I got the special combos, which we'll get into those later. Probably much later, I'm not sure. But yeah, they're usually set off in some real far away spot. But you don't need to worry about aiming with a quick fire. They do a good job of auto aiming for you. And in combat, auto aiming can be very useful. So auto firing the batarang will, as you may have noticed in the last segment, actually stuns enemies. Right there, I just used quickfire back claw to launch that, and it automatically aimed at it, so that's always good. The only thing I think it doesn't automatically aim for is the laying the explosive gel. But that's more, it's supposed to be proximity-based sort of thing. So you kind of lure enemies to it, and then knock them out that way.
We're starting with a clean slate. You're not on it.
What are you talking about? I'm not on it? After all I've done for you.
So Gotham still has the gas chambers.
Show's over, boys.
Actually, I'm not sure if those are still used. I'd like to know if those are actually still used today. Well, I guess certain places still use a gas chamber. I mean, it's considered non-lethal. Then they do injections. So yeah. Of course, right here you have a viewing area for people to go through. Okay, so if we hold W and tap space twice near windows, we can break through them.
Commissioner Loeb is dead. Black Mask has a lot to answer for.
That was some fast acting. Okay, so one thing I want to do real quick. You see this guy here with the white armor. In order to actually deal damage to him, you need to middle click to stun him and then rapidly tap the left click button. This is an ultimate combo that deals the most amount of damage, or actually not the most amount of damage, but it deals several punches in a row can get your combo up really high, even on lower enemies like that. Like, you notice that's all I was using for this whole time. And let's see what I get here. Just so you know, the threat low doesn't mean anything. There, I got Apex Vigilante. The low threat is how many enemies and whether or not they're armed and stuff like that. So that's not a ranking. That's not your ranking. That's a ranking of the battle in general, like how tough the battle would be against, I guess, with an experienced player, someone like me, for example. Like 3 guys is a low threat level. It's typically speaking how much danger you are in. But yeah, right there doing all the combos and so I got an Apex Predator. Hey, that's an actual SD card. I can't believe they're actually using an actual form of storage. An actual real life form of storage in these games. Instead of just something that looks.
Be able to recover most of the data back in the Batcave.
So yeah, there you go. To climb ladders, you simply just press space to climb them, and I'm fairly certain you do not want that kind of a gas leak, especially considering what the gas it's probably transporting. Yeah, probably not a good idea. Yeah, that is one ugly face there. That is what we like to call a mother's only face.
Thought I caught your scent. I know I caught yours.
Ooh. That's the guy I don't think I want to tick off either. So, right here we have our first boss fight against Killer Croc. And well, just basically you want to evade his moves and stun him and rapidly attack. Oh, and you want to evade that too. So right here you're going to grab one of these things and one of those tanks, and we're going to want to fire as many batarangs as we can to blow it up in front of him. And oh, woo, got out of that in time. Woo. Okay, so try to do the knockout punch on him. Restun him. The big reason you'd want to restun him in this case is to hopefully get the guy behind him. Assuming there's a guy behind him. And come on, let's face faster. There we go. So yeah, right there's one of the many quick time events we'll be seeing with a lot of this game. Why am I? Okay, so one thing I should also mention while it's fresh on my mind, you may have noticed above Killer Croc's head, whenever he does an attack, you'd see a red set of lightning bolts instead of blue. Red. There are 3 types of lightning bolts you see in the game. And they differ. Okay, so this is what it's supposed to look like, I think. There we go. There are 3 different types of lightning bolts in the game. You got blue, which you can counter with anything. Yellow, which you have to dodge, but can be countered through special means. And red, which just flat out can't be countered. So yeah.
I want teeth. I want answers.
Wait till Black Mask's assassins get through with you.
What assassin?
Whoever wins is gonna be famous and rich. At least we know he won't be ugly.
Freeze! Hold me right there. By taking you in.
Not tonight.
Nope. And right there is Commissioner, or not Commissioner Gordon, just Jim Gordon. Not yet a commissioner.
No such thing as a...
Which I think in this one he might be Lieutenant Gordon.
Are you back for the night, sir? Shall I warm up Christmas dinner?
No. It's going to be a long night, Alfred. I just ran into a human-shaped crocodile. He told me Black Mask has hired assassins to kill me.
Okay, so real quick, we leveled up. Every time we level up, you're on an upgrade point. These points can be spent in like upgrades, improve damage, basic skills and equipment. The upgrades are divided into 3 categories. Select one. We got auxiliary, invisible predator, close combat, and core control, or core, that's the reference guide. We can't do anything in auxiliary. Not yet anyway, we'll get to that eventually. And that's something we need, Dark Knight point challenges, which we don't have access to quite yet. But we won't have access to that until we actually enter Gotham City, which will be here in a bit. We do have Invisible Predator and Close Combat. So Invisible Predator is stuff like your gadgets, anything that has this little lock symbol here you can't get, and typically you have to get the upgrade beforehand, like the glide boost. It's get an enemy with a single move from a vantage point, perform the glide kick with the left control or left click, then hold control to initiate the dive bomb. It'll automatically kill enemies. And by doing that, you also unlock both of these, so you get to choose your choice of which one to do. Increase stun time for the batarang. Or, if you don't want to do that, you can focus on combat and do combat armor, ballistics armor, and eventually upgrade to other things like the multi-combo, multi-ground takedown, blade dodge takedown, the critical counter, special combo bat swarm, combo boost, which used to be before all this, but now you gotta work your way up to that. That's, I believe you have to get all these upgrades in order to get that. You may be able to get through this one, but I'm not certain. I'm gonna do for this one, I'm gonna get the glide boost, because that'll probably be useful in some way. Then we'll get the frequency detonator next. At least I hope we'll do. Hopefully we will. But yeah. So we need to use the back computer to analyze the memory card. Real quick. Is it gonna let me? No, I don't think I'll let. Actually, no, I won't let. Never mind. That'll be something I have to know how to talk about later, I think. Which probably not that much later. I can focus on
Assassins, sir? As in more than one?
That's right.
And you heard this from the mouth of a crocodile, man.
His name is Killer Croc. He's already behind bars.
Oh, I pity his cellmate.
I don't. Let's see what else is on the drone's hard drive.
Each of them gets one of these envelopes. I need them delivered tonight.
They're all hired killers, the best in the business. Black Mask isn't messing around. Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, former military, subject of a failed medical experiment.
Failed, you say?
Garfield Linz, aka Firefly, burns on 90% of his body. His obsession is going to be his end.
How unlike anyone I know.
Here's a face I don't recognize. Copperhead. Strange. These reports reference a male, not a female.
14 escapes, huh? Well, you won't forget not. What the?
Floyd Lawton, aka Deadshot.
Freeze!
Says here he's an expert sharpshooter.
How on earth?
Suspected of many assassinations. Dangerous, but reckless. Street tough named Lester Baczynski. Calls himself...
I kind of like to know how they're getting these,
Shocking.
they're getting these profile shots.
Her skill is unmatched.
Oh! That's terrifying.
Bane, here in Gotham.
Yep.
Why would he be taking money as a hired killer?
Is that Warden Joseph?
Must be how Black Mask got inside the prison. He uses torture for intimidation and entertainment.
8 assassins after you.
Oh!
What are you going to do?
Oh, I just realized how I got the black. I got
Make them tell me what
the
they
thing
know.
done with his eye.
Find
Oh,
Black Mask and put an end to this.
that's horrifying. I just forgot that that happens. Oh,
Sir, I may be stating the obvious here, but you do realize that since you and I are the only people who know the Batman's true identity, those assassins will all fail their mandate if you'd just spend the evening here.
They'll put innocents in danger to attract my attention. I can't take that risk.
And you think it's a better idea to just put yourself in their crosshairs?
There's only one
Apparently.
person in Gotham who can get his hands on something like this. The Penguin. He's been tracking Black Mask. Its next waypoint was a rendezvous with Penguin's men at Jezebel Plaza. I'll make them talk.
so yeah. So our next
I know what
goal
I'm
is to
doing.
head towards Gotham City, which we have to head towards.
Instead, I'll keep your training facility active.
So now we want to head back into Gotham City. We just simply go on to the. There you go. It's right there. We can fast travel there. Alternatively, I believe. There you go.
So, to make your travels
We can
easier,
actually
I can
click
set up some
on these
maps
icons.
of different areas of the city. One of my preset destinations should take you right to Jezebel Plaza.
Yeah. It's right there. Unfortunately for the PC version, you can only use WASD to move around. You can't use your mouse to move, which is really annoying, and I seem to remember that being the same problem with the other games. Basically, just fast travel to these points, hit enter whenever you're ready, but I'm not going to do that quite yet. Instead, I'm going to move up. Here's the training console. Because there's one thing I do want to show. Actually, a handful of things I want to show, but one main thing. So, as you've noticed, Deathstroke is indeed in this game. He is a character you can end up fighting. He is one of the assassins. He's also a playable character in the form of these challenge modes, and he plays a lot differently than Batman. Right off the bat, you got your choice of 3 suits. You got the standard Deathstroke suit for this game, the Injustice Deathstroke, which is for the game Injustice: Gods Among Us, which I actually really like this one. I think this is the alternate reality Deathstroke. Wait, no, I'm wrong on that. I'm wrong. Excuse me. And this is his original outfit from the Judas Contract, which I believe is a Teen Titans book. I think this is what he originally looked like, if I remember correctly. For Batman, right off the bat, you have Noel, which is a different bat suit, and Batman 1,000,000, which is like, I'm not sure. Oh, obviously, this is a different bat. This is from the Batman Noel comic, and this is from the Batman 1,000,000 comic. I don't know what either of them are. I want to say I know what Noel is to a degree, but I can't remember what it is. But anyway, you select the character and you get ranged, campaign, or custom missions. And I think this is... can't remember what that is. We'll figure that out. I'll remember that later, but ranks, like, you go in line and, you know, put up your leaderboards. Hey, I beat you. Hey, look at my gamer points. Yeah. Campaign missions, these are these are special sets of campaigns built for built from the. Let me check this out real quick. There we go. Okay. So I think, yeah, I think I'll end the episode off on this. This is a download map? Huh. So right here you see we have two missions here. A Predator mission, which you can see by the eyes, and a combat mission, which you see from the fist. In the ranked missions, we have... Oops. Didn't mean to do this one. For ranked missions, you may notice there's a different set there. You got 3 trophies. That's 3 rounds. You go 3 rounds in one thing, and then keep going, and hopefully I'll be able to. Yeah. Actually, this isn't. That's the ranking score. You go 3 rounds, and it totals up the total number of scores, and you get trophies based on how much you get. Like you get 50. In this case, you get 50,000. You get a trophy. You get 100,000. You get 2 trophies. You get 200,000. You get 3 trophies, and with the trophies come experience points. So I'll go ahead and show this off, I guess. So yeah. So basically, your goal for this is to use. Is basically use a good combination of skills and weapons. Get your combo up. Don't make as few mistakes as possible. And generally just. This is going to be really difficult. This one's going to be really difficult because it's 100 people. I don't think I'm going to finish this one. In fact, I'm just going to not quit game. Is it going to make a quit game? Yeah, I think you got to quit the... It doesn't quit the actual game, it just quits the challenge in this case. See you in a sec. Yeah, okay. Then we have the Predator mission here, which is the same thing as this, except you only go. I think you only go 1 round, but you have 3 different objectives that you want to get the trophies. Pouncer, like you take someone out by landing on them around the bend. You take them out from the corner, over the ledge. You pull them over the edge. And that's how you get your trophies from there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one to kind of show you a little bit of both. Actually, I don't. Okay, so I'm not going to because it's going to show you the same thing anyway. Might as well go ahead and show this one. So with Predator missions, I mean, it's a little early in the story to be talking about this because we haven't really gotten into that yet. Predator missions are stealth-based missions. Enemies in this area are armed with guns, and they will hurt when you try to attack them. So you gotta take them out stealthily, both as Deathstroke and Batman. But in the story mode, you'll be playing as Batman anyway. So, your first goal. So right here we have a jammer, which you can see the guy right down there. And for as long as that guy's alive, you'll have to worry about your screen looking pretty much like this. And unseeable. We also have a few snipers. And yes, you are timed for performance. Timing I don't think has anything to do. Pounce Tech. And right there, he saw I died. So that was a bad idea to do that. So when you die, even in challenge mode, I get that joke. That's a funny joke. But anyway, so whenever you die, whatever territory you're in, like if you're in Black Mask territory, Black Mask will say something. If you're in Penguin's territory, which we were technically in for the challenge mode, you'll see Penguin, and so on and so forth. I'm going to retry this. I kind of want to show this. I kind of want to show this off and get this out of the way. So let me real quick. No, it's not going to tell me. I know you can find a way to see what those are. Do I need to? Here we go. Okay, so whenever you want to, you can hit tab to see what the objectives are for these. You don't have to perform these to complete the challenge, but these will give you extra trophy points, and they give you extra experience for doing them. So for like over the ledge, hang from the ledge and pull an enemy down. Around the bend, use corner cover to hide and take down an approaching enemy. Form a pounce attack on an enemy and then knock them out on the ground, which is what I was trying to do a moment earlier. And you may have noticed already, especially for those who played the other Arkham games or watched my Let's Play of them, Deathstroke does play a little differently. In fact, his moves are a little different too. Okay, here we have a ballistic bow staff. And that was not what I meant to do. And wow. Okay, I was trying to get the over the ledge thing there, but for some reason it wasn't working. You already heard that one before. Are we already getting repeats? Wow. that was fast for that. For some reason, even though I don't have a controller, actually I do. It's not an Xbox controller, but it's reading it as one. Okay, so anyway, so if we get behind the guy, there you go, and then right click. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, wow. Just to let you know, we won't have to be dealing with snipers or the jammers this early in the game, but this is a challenge map, so yeah. And for some reason, I think the Penguin is just going to say the same thing over and over for this challenge. Probably because it's a challenge thing we haven't technically been introduced to him yet. So, yeah. So let's... I'm going to at least get someone a little bit to show you all this stuff off so I don't have to worry about... Well, okay, so let's retry this again. Actually, you might be saying the same thing because I'm Deathstroke and they didn't program Deathstroke with multiple things for the bad guys to say. Overwhelmed. Underwhelmed. Okay, so for this one, you want to grab and hold him. What the? Okay. There's some trouble going on here. Okay, shut up, Penguin. We already heard you say that about 100 times now. Which, that kind of... so, shows you how bad at the game I am. And how bad at the game I am, you'll be able to notice how fast it loads. Before I go through, let me stun grenade, grapple gun, ballistic staff, neural pellet. Okay, so I think it's a throwing item, and remote claw, which we'll actually get into what the remote claw is later, because that's an upgrade for Batman later on. So I'll go ahead and kind of explain. We can middle click with the mouse is giving me a fidgety issue now. Can I get a better vantage point here? I may have, let me see if I can do it this way. So right here with the remote claw, you can set your targets, and we knock both guys down. Next, you get knocked out. Let's see here. Okay, so just stun them. Okay, so there we go. And now, then you realize the stun grenade didn't last that long. Okay, so I think I'm showing you a little bit of a taste of the Predator missions, and you've already got a good idea what combat missions are. Obviously, when we're playing as Batman, it'll be a lot different, and I'll be more used to playing as Batman. Also showing off a little bit of Deathstroke, so that's probably enough for this one episode. I may try doing another challenge mission if I can find, later on, because you will unlock more as the story progresses. Texture popping, dick. Actually, that might. Okay, there we go. I was about to say that should not be the actual texture. Anyway, the next episode will be fast traveling to Gotham City. Yeah. So we head into Jezebel Plaza and interrogating the Penguin's arms dealer, and hopefully be figuring out where the Black Mask is. Until then, I'll see you guys later.